So the next thing we need to do is make the hat. All right, so I have a 26 gauge floral wire, which is cloth wrap. Okay, it comes in white. You can get it at any of your hobby shop. And I got my hot pink little jingle bell I attached to it. Okay, just thread through it the little hole here and turn it, twist it so it holds put. All right, and then from here you will slowly tape some of your wool to the wire, and slowly build it up to your finished piece. Okay, now your question is, how long do you want your hat to be? Well, I can just go ahead and measure. I like mine to be fairly long because I like to do a twisty turn on it. Okay, so I would just imagine, again, eyeball the whole thing, about this. Okay, and give it an extra length just in case, and go ahead and cut it off. Okay, all right. Okay, so with this length, I'm gonna start attaching the colored wool first. Okay, it's easier this way. I'll show you why. Now, at first I start with white wool, and I've noticed that most people have a hard time attaching the colored wool to that. Okay, so I'll just attach the pink wool to the wire. Okay, and then I'll show you step by step. Let's just go ahead and remove this. Okay, but before we attach or roll or tape, as I would call it, okay, to the wire, let's make things easier. Use the handy balm that I have, all right, and just liberally apply them to the wire. Now what this is going to do, it will help catch the wool. Okay, and because we're not using a lot of wool at this top portion, you can't really needle felt it. Okay, so make sure the beginning of your wool, where it's going to start from here, is very light, soft edge. Okay, you don't want anything thick like that. Okay, you want to start very little. Okay, just put it against. I know this is hard. It takes a lot of practice, so it looks easy for me here, but it takes a lot of practice. Look, the wool is already gripping to the wire that's loaded with the wax. Okay, so I would turn and twist, turn and twist. Make sure you cover the whites of the wire. You don't want to see that. Turn and twist. I'm spinning the wire. I am just holding on to the wool here fairly tight, not too tight. If it's too tight, you'll pull it apart. Okay, I'm turning and twisting, and then I won't be able to needle felt this. Okay, this is gonna stay as it is, so you need to roll it, apply, roll it, apply, roll it. Okay, fairly thick. Just doing it slowly. I am just rolling it with my left hand, pulling the wool slightly with a little bit of pressure, not too hard. Okay, and straighten your wire if that helps. Pull it in and roll, pull, roll, pull, roll, pull and roll, and you're good here. Okay, and twist and turn. I can twist around however it works for you, Okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to needle felt it because it is just too little of a wool, too narrow. Again, so to help keep everything down, wax your fingers and twist in the same direction as you did in the beginning. If you go the other way, you unravel everything, because right now you're tightening everything just using your fingers and the handy waxy balm. Okay, look. Okay, keep doing that. It's keeping everything together. All right, that's it. It looks easy, right? but it takes quite a bit of practice to get it to this point. Okay, so you're thinking, well, why can't I just build the whole thing with this colored wool? Well, you could, but you'll be wasting a lot of wool. And like I said, colored wool are more expensive than your core wool. So from here, we'll start forming the shape with the core wool. And then after that, we can cover it with the expensive colored wool. Okay. All right. Here's the core wool. I would just remove a small piece of it. Okay. Again, soft edge, because I am going to start from here and go all the way down and build it up. Okay, I don't want to start big and heavy because this is a delicate wire. It's easier to start with the soft fluffy wool, just a bit of it. Again, same thing, turn, turn, turn. All right, and then you slowly building up to a cone shape. Okay, turn. Now you can add a little bit more. Okay, again, I am twisting. I am doing nothing in my hand but just gripping onto the wool, keeping it slightly tight. Okay, and I'm just spinning it with my left hand. Build it up somewhat here. Go all the way down to the base of the hat. Okay, okay, this is thickening up a little bit too much, so let me pull it, thin it out a little bit. That's it. Okay, you can thin it out some more as you go. Okay, make sure you have enough of the handy balm, the waxy balm. All right, spin, pull, twist, spin, pull, twist, spin. Keep going. Okay, at this point it's fairly thick, so what you can do is pinning it in position, not letting go of anything. I'm keeping everything on the board here, on the foam. Okay, because I do not want it to unravel, loosen up. Continue to spin, add more bulk to it. Okay, at this point you want to see, okay, not too short. I want to maybe about this length. Okay, again, add more handy balm if you need to. This thing is really handy. That's why I called it a handy balm. Okay, spinning it around. Okay, at this point it's kind of hard to just spin it around here at the base like I did on the top. Okay, keep this whole thing straight. It is easier to spin. So I am gripping the base of this. Okay, see right here, and spin, grip, spin, or turn. Grip. Okay, I'm gripping it. Turn it. It's building up bulk, so I can't just spin it with the wire. Okay, so I have to grip the base of it. I'm gripping the base of it, turning, and hold. Gripping the base of it, turning, and hold. And I'm leaving fairly thick layer of wool here. And grab onto this, turn, spin, and hold. Grip, turn, and hold. Grip on the bottom and turn and hold. Okay. Put it against your foam board and pin it in place. You don't want everything to unravel. Turn it around. Same thing. Pin everything in place. I think this is a good length, but let me check. Give me 1 second. Okay, so remember we have a wire here. You have to be mindful. There's a wire in there, so just don't mindlessly just needle felt it things in the wool in. Okay, just kind of know where the wire is. Slowly felt it. You don't want to break the needle. If you break the needle, you gotta dig into it, cut it open, dig into it, and retrieve the broken needle. You do not want to leave any pieces of needle in your in your creations. All right. Okay, I'm kind of felting it right now. Fairly deep, about this deep, okay? Again, you don't want to poke it all the way through when you hit the board. You don't need to do that. Again, wrist action, not a whole arm action. You don't have to put too much pressure. Just insert the needle in. You don't need that much strength. Okay. All right. So let's check the length. Okay. Okay. I think that's good. Plenty good. Plenty good. All right. So this is the length I'm happy with. And you're gonna say, well, how big of a base do you want it to be? Okay. In relation to the head, it's still too small. So you want it to be slightly bigger or the same width of the head. So it needs to be slightly bigger. Okay. So you slowly build up to the end here. Again, with the core wool. Okay. And then separate a little bit of the wool that you have here. This is the core wool. All right. Pin it down. And turn it around. You can do it this way too. But what you don't want to do is this. Twist, turn, twist, turn. And what you're doing, see, you're creating a hard edge, okay? We don't want that. Okay. You just slowly roll it like a bandage. Yep, like a bandage. Flat down. Okay. Go ahead and sculpt it down. Needle felt it down. And you want this to be somewhat firm. You don't want to be fluffy, okay? Because if you have a fluffy base, a core fluffy base, and then you attach a layer of color onto it, what it will do is the color and the base will intermingle. So you got two mixed two-tone color, okay? You don't want that to happen. You want to lay the base on and then a color on top of it. So there's no color poking through. Okay. Again, be mindful, there's a wire in there. I'm hitting the wire a little bit, but I am not needle felting it full force. I'm just gently. Pull off whatever vegetable matter you have in the wool. All right. Okay. We are not done yet. Okay. It's still somewhat narrow. The hat is still a bit narrow, so I need it to be a little bit wider. Okay, from here, from this step on, I'm gonna attach some more of the core wool and slowly build it as you go along, thicker and thicker to the base. Okay. Okay. Tear some more wool off the right here, fluff it, soft edge, because we're going to start on the top here. It has to be nice and soft. Okay, so this is still fairly thin, kind of hard to needle felt it. Okay, you sort of can, but it is gonna be hard. Again, apply some of the handy balm here so it's easier to catch this fluffy wool. Okay, it's already catching. Okay, turn. I'm using my left hand to turn the hat, and my right hand is holding on to the wool. Okay, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of resistance, turning. Okay, slowly building up. All right, and I'm gonna slowly bring it down towards the edge. Okay, slowly. And at this point, I can felt it in a little bit. You want to have a little bit of control here, so just pin it in, felt it in. Okay, that way it won't just unravel, swoosh around as you turn. Okay, slowly applying. I am turning now. Not really spinning, but I am turning. Turning, holding on to the wool. I need to thin it out a little bit, so I'll just pull it, thin it out by just slightly pulling it. Okay. Turning, rolling, turning. Okay. And keeping in mind, the lower you go, the more wool you want to attach. Okay. And over here at this point again, pinning it down, keeping things in control. And this is the point here. This size is where you can start to, safely, easily felt the wool down. Okay. Continue, turn, wrap it and turn, wrap. Yeah, just wrapping the bandage. Turning. Okay. Put it on the board here and felt it in. Turn it over and felt it some more. This is just a little bit right now, just to keep everything in place. Again, roll your bandage on. Again, don't twist. Don't twist it like that. Okay, you'll create a hard edge. Okay, just think of it as rolling the bandage flat. The lower I go, the more I'm giving the applying more wool. Okay, felt it in place. Don't worry if there's some color on it here, because it is going to be completely colored with the pink wool. So I'm not too worried. If there's hair here, and you're thinking, where's the hair coming from? Well, in the mill, there's all kinds of colored wool that they process, and it's always in the air, floating around, and it always gets contaminated to the merino wool that they process. Okay. Okay, a fairly good cone shape. Let me flatten this part up. Okay, the top of your cone. Because this is where it's going to attach to the head. Okay. Okay, now let's felt things in a little bit, okay? Just go ahead and sculpt it in, felt it in. You don't want it too loose, because remember, you got to have another layer of color on top of this. And you have to look at this as a good foundation to build onto. If your foundation is soft and shaky, your top layer of color will not attach properly, and it will mingle up with your white color. So you don't want that to happen. Okay, go ahead and felt it in. Keep on going all the way to the base of the hat. Keeping in mind, remember there's a wire in there. So just so you know, the wire is pretty much in the middle, and I am not felting it right in the middle. I'm kind of felting on the side, kind of like this. Pretend this is the wire. I'm felting here. I'm not felting directly on top of the wool hitting the wire. So I'm pretty much felting here on both sides of the wire. And this is one of the reasons why you make your pieces, like body parts, in pieces. Okay, and then from when you finish with that, you attach it. Instead of building in your hat to your head and then start doing this, impossible. Well, it is possible, but it's very difficult. You don't want to go through, there's no need to go through that. Make things as easy as possible. Okay. Turn it around, easier to work with. Reposition it to fit your the angle you need to work on. Okay, pretty good. Okay, again. Okay, almost the same. I think is good enough. Okay, because don't forget we have another layer of the pink wool to go over here, so it's gonna make it slightly thicker. Okay, so I would say we're done as far as the inside of the hat with the core wool. Okay, so from here we are going to start continuing building, attaching the pink wool onto the rest of the hat. Okay, again, start with the tiny soft edge fluff. Okay, and slowly pull it. As you pull it, you're thinning it out a little bit. Okay, all right. Again, apply some of your handy balm here. Just this portion only, because it's still kind of hard to needle felt this point here. Okay, so let's start a little bit higher than the white wool begins. Okay, turn it around, holding tight again. With the balm, it helps attach the wool. Okay, and then slowly turn, and then think of it as bandaging up. Okay, do not twist and turn, just have it lay flat and twist and turn, bandaging it up slowly. And make sure you cover everything as you go all the way down. Okay, you can stop right here and start needle felting it. There is enough wool that you can safely felt it. Keep it in place. Keep it in place. You don't want things to unravel here because the connection is very nice. Oh, let me show you something. Okay, so when I needle felt it, my needle went all the way through. Okay, if that happens, I am pulling some of the white core wool through the pink. You don't want that to happen. So be mindful of that. Okay, just felt very shallow so that you don't pull through the white core wool to the other side. Yep, you can see all this here. So I have to felt it in. Okay, turn and twist some more. Fairly thick here, but let me thin it out a little bit. Okay, turn and twist, turn and twist, bandaging it up, bandaging it up. Okay. All right, put it against the board here and felt it in very shallowly. You don't want to pin through all the way to the other side and pulling out the white core wool, exposing it. Okay, so I need some more. Again, pull some of the wool out here. Soft edge to start out with, always a soft edge. Now this is a hard edge here. Let's just soften it out a little bit. Okay, we want to continue seamlessly. Okay. All right, attach it. And this is the point where you can, there's enough wool so you can felt it in to start with. Okay, secure it down and then bandage it up. Okay. Slowly turning it down. Okay. Go ahead and felt it in place, and okay, it's in place. I'm gonna not felt it in yet. I'm gonna continue covering it up and then slowly felt everything in nice and neat. I think I need a little bit more here. And I think that's pretty good for now. I'm pinning it in place. Keeping in mind there's wire in the middle there. All right, so now from here to here, I'm gonna start needle felting it in, okay? Again, not too deep because this is just a small diameter. You don't want to poke your needle all the way through the other side, pulling out the white of the core wool. I am needle felting it. Okay, about yay deep. That's it. No more. Okay. All right. Let's clean up the edges here on the top or the base of the hat. Okay. Let's see here. Very good. Okay. So the hat here is slightly larger than the head, which is perfectly fine, okay? Because remember, there's going to be a big beard coming down here and a big knobby nose, okay? So from here, we need to attach another a white tuft of rim here. Same way as we did with the sleeve and the base of the skirting of the body part, okay? Let me get some white wool. Okay. Okay, here is the white wool. Again, rip off a little bit. Okay, we're gonna wrap this around. So remember, let's just do the easy thing. Just hand felt it. So this is the thickness I kind of want for the hat here. Okay, so let's just hand felt it. This is one fast, easy step that will help you move things along a little bit faster. Okay. Okay, see the difference? Hand felt, undone. Okay. And don't worry if it's too long, we can roll it around twice to make a nice big wide rim. All right. Soft edge here, that's good. Just to attach it to the base here, the bottom of the hat. Okay, and let's roll it around. Again, don't twist. Don't twist like that. You don't want any hard edge. Let's just say bandage around. Okay, I'm double bend, rolling it around twice, pinning it in place. All right. Okay. So let's just shape it like a little round roping around the hat, the base of it. Okay. Let's just attach it all the way around here. And the base of it. Okay, now round it off the edges here. At this point, you're somewhat sculpting it, okay? And don't worry, we can add more later if we want to or if we need to. Round off the edges here. And if you see any hair or fiber, different color fiber, just remove it now, because this is white. You don't want to have any contamination. Okay, then round it off the edges here. Now finish off the top here. Again, make sure you keep the three-dimensional. You don't want it to be flat on to the pink part of the hat. You want it like a nice round rim around it. Take a look at it all the way around. Make sure everything is nice and evenly and somewhat smooth. Okay, good enough for now. Okay, all right. Okay, so the next part I have to show you is how to attach the hat to the head. Be right back.